Hello, guys, and welcome back to the Voice of the Realm. We're here casting the wonderful tournament that is Realms Collide
2.
2.
The prequel sequel.
The prequel. Does that mean? I guess that does.
Yes, indeed.
That's a good oxymoron.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Well played.
It's like, pretty soon. Oh, yes, hello? Yes, Disney? Oh, yes, I will write some more Star Wars for you. Anyway, we'll see how long Alvaro keeps his radio voice this time around.
If they allow, what is it? The guys who wrote the ending of Game of Thrones to write a Star Wars film.
Oh. What's their names? Yeah, those guys. Anyway,
If they can make a film, I can make a film.
just what a shame. What a shame about the ending of Game of Thrones. Anyway, Richie and Alvaro here bringing you the action for Realms Collide 2. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Hopefully you're enjoying the show, as we only did get one game of our last best of 2 series. Of course, Midas Club, they are going to forfeit. For now, they're still forfeiting the series that they would have to play on the Peruvian servers. We'll see once they play versus American teams. Yes, thank you. The game, that is correct. They forfeit the game they would have to play on the Peruvian server, and then they lost the one they played on the US East server.
A lot of people have asked us on Twitter and on Twitch if that was the first or the second game. I'm assuming that's for bets. We don't know.
I don't know. I'm sorry, guys.
It's not even in the rules as to like when they play first and when they play second, because the best of 2, obviously, so it doesn't matter to them. So it's just really for betting sponsors. So honestly, I can tell you this actually, because this tournament is actually sponsored by Rivalry on the Spanish side, right? On Rivalry, the bets for the forfeit game don't count, because obviously that would be cheating. So if you're using a betting site that doesn't have that, then you should reconsider, honestly.
I have no comment on this. I have no experience and no other advice towards that.
That's all I would say.
Sorry, we're not admins, so we just sit here and look pretty in front of the camera sometimes. You're growing out your beard again, so we'll see from November. Follow them on Twitter, donate to the cause.
Thank you.
Or you can follow anyone else that's doing Movember on Twitter, because it is a good cause.
You actually don't need to follow them on Twitter. Just donate.
Just donate. You just donate to the Movember Foundation, whichever one's running in your country. It's a good cause. Grow out your beard. It's a fun time. I can't grow one, so what are you going to do?
But you did donate, though, because he's a good person.
I did donate, of course, yes. And I did win our poker match, so I still need Jonas to donate to a charity as well.
Who is that man?
Who is that man? Anyway, we have our next series going on, Unknown versus Infamous. We do have the sisters, actually. Fire and Nice and Mars in between. Interesting.
Yeah, that's part of the lore. And
you know what must be, honestly. The Wolves of Ice Rack. Lena just comes in and ruins Crystal Maiden's day.
And then Mars is like, leave space for spears.
He leaves space for... And then Zeus is like, hello. No, but I always never enjoyed how whenever you get a Rylai spin, Lena's just always so mean.
That's very mean.
She's so mean.
She's the sassy sister.
She is sassy, but more so than that, she's just ruining Maiden's time, you know?
What's funny is that out of the two, Maiden is definitely, according to the lore, the psychopath, like by 100%. You know, like she's like a murderous psychopath.
Who, Lena?
No, Crystal Maiden.
Oh, well, yeah. Whenever you right click something, or sometimes when you level up, she'll just go die.
Yeah. She's a very freaky character. I love her lore actually. It's very, very cool lore. Anyway, looking at the team composition.
Yeah, we have some drafts.
Yeah, we have some drafts. Right? Looking at the team composition itself, I'd say that the start for Unknown is okay. You know, they have strong lanes. They usually like to pick up the Crystal Maiden together with. They usually pick up with Spectre, but Spectre has been banned, right? It's a really good combo. Regardless, Crystal Maiden does give you good lanes no matter what. Mars lane is a very powerful lane. I like Slardar Mars a bit better. Sorry, Slardar Lina a bit better. But the difference between that is that Mars Lina is harder to counter. The only hero that really beats them is the Lifestealer, which of course has already been banned. And the Lifestealer beats Mars, but does not beat Lina. So it's a really nice little, very secure lane.
That's a good point. Yeah, because the Mars can just kind of course, the Feast is going to be a percentage-based heal, with Mars being a tanky boy. It's just based off of
It
your.
goes right through the God's Rebuke as well.
It does, the Bulwark, yeah. It's because it's based off of your maximum HP. It has nothing to do with damage resistance or how much damage you normally do, as with all other lifesteals in the game. So, so we're going to go for a Puck. I agree, kind of an interesting Puck pick. It's good against, I mean, Puck is always like the master of the spirits, right? She just kind of owns all of them, so we got 2 of them. What?
It.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, you're right.
Not terrible against the Furion either, right? A good silence. Yeah, I mean, it's not awful.
It's okay. I think the Earth Spirit can really punish a Puck a lot of times, right? Because you can just set up the Remnant as he face shifts and then just silence him right afterwards as he comes out. Like, it's not that difficult. You can also cancel Blink Daggers with Magnetize. Like, there's plays. I think Earth Spirit's particularly good against Puck, but you're right that against Storm.
It's going to have to be a Yule's game, I think, for Puck, though, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. This game, I like what Unknown did overall because they have last pick, right? So when you have last pick, tends to be the case they have weaker side lanes because you have to show your side laners first and then the enemy team responds, right? Because of the order of the picks. But in this case, they actually went for a really secure off lane with Lina Mars. They forced Infamous, therefore, to play pick their mid laner early, because if they didn't pick their mid laner early, then they would have kind of sold all lanes, right? They wanted to make sure they had a really consistent good mid laner, like Storm, for example. And this allowed Unknown to pick up their mid afterwards, right? To counter him. Yeah. And this now allows them to go, actually, you have 2 mids possible, because Puck can also be played in 4, right? So it's still flex
and
here.
so can the Lina, so can the Mars to some degree. I think the Mars are more likely, because I think we used to see offlane Puck sometimes.
Yeah, but 4 or 5 Puck is still playable.
4 or 5 Puck is still playable.
That's what I'm saying. You can flex the Lina and the Puck.
It's not a flex. And then if it comes down to it, most likely I think we are going to see a last pick carry for Unknown.
Exactly, and that's perfect though, because it's really difficult. Like, first of all, Infamous cannot counter that carry.
Of course.
Yes, they're going to ban a fair amount. You're going to get 4 carry bans. Sorry, 2 carry bans right now extra, but it's a good thing for Unknown. I think that at least in the lane composition, they've done a really good job. Infamous though, they went for a really great lineup already, but they have a lot of global presence, like a ridiculous amount. Yeah. Nature's Prophet, Storm Spirit, and even the Earth Spirit, all very mobile heroes.
Yeah, the goal is to just murder Maiden basically a bunch of times until the Storm has an Orchid, and then he's maybe going to try for Puck or Lina.
Easy as well.
Lina is easier to a degree. It's easy to a degree as well.
She can counter initiate though. You have to make sure that there's nobody.
Yeah, and also she's just faster, right? I mean, Maiden is definitely the easier kill, right? I mean,
but Maiden is fodder. Like,
oh well, exactly. That's why I say you just farm her until you get your Orchid, right? And then you do something else.
AM is also okay against Puck in many cases. He also has a huge mana pool. Puck does not tank up, and his items rarely tank him up, right?
Yeah.
So he's always vulnerable to Mana Void. You can't really avoid Mana Void because it's a targeted spell, so it's not really a matter of Puck face shifting or jaunting it away.
Yeah. Plus the AM, of course, with counter spells, got that magic resist already built in. We got a lot of magic resist coming his way as well, so that is going to certainly help him survive a bit longer. Even, of course, the Arena of Blood, the little pokey spears is all magic damage. So the God's Rebuke is really what he's going to have to look out for.
That's it. Yeah.
But so far, that's his only issue, unless we do get Alina Ags, right? That's a problem.
So I know it's thinking that the last year's going to be Papitas. This is common, though. I got to say that Infamous does not play the position 5 Nature's Prophet as often as other teams.
It's almost certainly Papita, I will say, on the Furion. I would be surprised.
Because they usually last pick Papita's hero, which is why they
usually do, unless the Furion is not banned. From what I've seen, you've probably seen a lot of Infamous as well. Maybe if Unknown, they draft something here that completely wrecks whatever this pick is, then they might have to change it.
What I'm considering here is, are there good offlaners? Yeah, Night Stalker's a good offlaner. Is what I'm talking about.
Okay, so there we go.
Because the thing is, you're talking about is true, right? But Infamous, like a good drafting team, they don't actually force NP in anything. They flex him, and right now they're like, yeah, we actually found an offlaner that's better. And Night Stalker's really good, fantastic against Mars, fantastic because he just literally runs over your arena, no problem, right? He's really good against Crystal Maiden and Lina, particularly against Crystal Maiden because Reason Field is useless against this guy. He just runs by you for a second with Crippling Fear on, and you die. And Puck cannot do anything against a Night Stalker. It's actually a phenomenal pick, really, really well picked by Infamous. And also a good tempo hero.
Yeah, I agree. It's a really strong pick overall. He runs at the Lina, runs at the Mars. He kind of just runs at all 4 of these people. He does not give a darn.
The thing is, this gives you a relatively free lane in the carry position, right? And you could take advantage of it and go for like a relatively high tempo carry, like Ursa or Slark, for example, which I know are off the pool, but could be a consideration. Slark particularly actually not looking that bad here, to be honest, because he's also really good against AM and against Storm.
Yeah, I definitely see that. You know,
Or definitely off meta, though.
because the first 5 minutes is like literally free, right?
Yeah.
The Earth Spirit and Night Stalker is not a particularly strong lane until at least level 7, I want to say, on the Night
Or
Stalker.
just the nighttime where Night Stalker can at least train with you, right?
Yeah, but I'm thinking specifically level 7.
Level
for
7 is when they
sure.
get kills.
That's
but
what I mean.
Or around minute 5 is when you start.
So I think picking something a little weaker, even like a PA,
Okay.
is okay. She might have some troubles in that first nighttime, though. I'm not gonna lie. I was suspecting something a little bit stronger. That's why I particularly like the Slark or the Ursa, because you do have that ulti that gives you a lot more sustain, get out of jail free card, you might call it, right, early on for that first sort of engagement. But I don't think it's that bad of a pick either here. The PA, of course, unpredictable damage against the AM can be strong.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind the PA. I think that this is one of those situations where the team kind of decided, should we go off meta? And they go, no, let's stay with the meta because we think the heroes in the meta are a bit stronger. And PA is okay. Like, yes, your timing can be fast. I think this game you have to go Battle Fury, though, if you want to match the AM's farm and then beat him like that. The hero is very strong, for sure. But the thing about the PA in the lane against Night Stalker, which kind of sucks, is called Magic Stick. PA tends to spam her spells a lot, and Night Stalker's only real viability in the first 5 minutes of the game is due to Void.
Magic Wand, even.
Yeah, Magic Wand.
Yeah, that's a good.
But
No, you're
doesn't
right.
matter,
It's such a good Magic Wand game, though, right? Because you have a Maiden as well as a PA.
Sure, but what I mean is that Night Stalker, you just gave him a free... Because usually Night Stalker struggles with mana. You might have to go for Soul Ring. With a PA, not really the case. And PA is particularly vulnerable to Void because it's a really good single-target nuke. So don't love the PA pick. I think it's okay, and you're taking advantage of the greed from Infamous. But I still would side with Infamous. I think Infamous have a better draft overall.
Yeah, I agree. They don't really deal with the AM too well. They put a lot of eggs in the basket, which, you know, is a pretty strong basket. I'm not going to lie. And he's got a pretty strong lane as well, at least for the first 5 to 6 minutes of the game. But my concern as well is very similar. Right? You're going to have Michael in that lane as well, for sure. Getting a Magic Stick, maybe even a Magic Wand. Earth Spirit as well has some serious mana problems.
Doesn't matter if it's wand or stick me, whatever they can. It's the same.
Well, it's more charges though.
Sure.
Right. So you can just refill basically entirely Earth Spirit's mana pool, and then you're good to go from there. He can kind of just freely rotate around the map. It's just a really good wand game overall. We'll see, though. I do have to agree with you. I do slightly favor Infamous's lineup as well. But we'll see. We're about to get underway with game number 1 of our Best of 2 series. This draft went off without a hitch. So why don't you go ahead and give us a follow on Twitch at ePulse Gaming.
I've already used that rhyme.
Yeah, I don't care. What are you going to do?
Copying my rhymes.
What
At
do
least
you,
be original.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back here live now in our second best of 2 of the day. Alvaro has now rejoined the TeamSpeak server, and everyone inside of our game server here as well. We did not get a 0-second pause, so we'll see if we get one here during the horn. But for now, it looks like they're actually going to go for a little bit of a cheeky first blood up top lane. They have scouted Berna without actually the support Maiden, without Yadomin. So let's see if they can try and sneak something. It's a pretty good... there's the pause. It's a pretty good first blood potential here for the side of Unknown, to be honest. I could definitely see them getting one pretty easily here, given these 3 heroes. Okay, get the voice on top, boys. Get them out.
I started muting them. Yesterday I was recasting, not recasting, I was analyzing some of the replays, on my stream. And I was like, guys, I just need to, I have all of Quincy Crew and 4 Zoomers muted because I can't. It's just impossible. They'll just spam voice lines all the time. I now understand why pro players get angry at OG.
Yeah, OG, I remember the VP roster was the one to really start doing it.
Was it VP roster? No, it was
Yes.
OG versus VP.
No, VP really started doing it. The quote-unquote golden VP roster, right? That
Oh,
won
yeah,
the
when they won everything.
Yeah. They were the ones to really kick it off, I remember.
I think OG did it as a psychological
They
damage.
did.
Like,
OG
they
as
actually
well.
had like a plan behind it.
I mean, VP, they kind of definitely as well. I think you have to credit that with them. But OG really took it to the next level. I agree with you. But yeah, and then I remember TI, what was it, TI7, TI8, the one with the All-Star game they played in Mutator mode. That unfortunately wasn't that good. But you had Envy, who who was like, he bought all the battle pass levels but didn't actually unbundle them, didn't equip anything, so he didn't have any of the voice line. Anyway, good time, good time. Fucking envy, dude. He's like, I didn't know how this works. I don't use these things. I just play
It's like
Dota,
a
man.
Dota boomer, essentially, right? At that point. All right, let's match up in the mid lane. We've talked about how Puck is good against the Spirits, and he is, but it's more on the mid game.
Yeah.
In the lane, it's honestly most Spirits actually tie, if not win, beat the Puck. Like Void Spirit actually destroys the Puck in lane, right? So it's not that good of a laning stage, and Storm usually does fine against them, honestly.
Yeah. And it's
Has
his
really good
Jeans
stats.
too, right? So two pretty good strong mid laners.
Yeah, for sure. Someone was saying, is Mr. Jeans going to be over or under 10 kills today? I think over. Let's see. Let's see if he
I
pops
think
off.
over as well. I mean, in this game, I think he.
It all depends on how many times he catches the Crystal Maiden, right?
It all depends on how many times he catches the Crystal Maiden, how many times he's able to zip out of arena, because, you know, the only thing that can really kind of stop him, besides outside of the Yule Scepters, maybe from the Mars and maybe even Robosetta or maybe even Olina, right, is going to be just the Puck using the Dream Coil, right? But you also have some pretty important targets that also should be Dream Coiled. It's a very target-rich environment for these Dream Coils, so it's going to be important to prioritize who you get them on. And you know, RoboZ, he's a very strong player. He's going to know, okay, I need to be controlling this person in the fight now. You know, for the first 15 minutes, it's going to be Mr. Jeans, right? You need to lock him down. Maybe for the next 5 minutes after that, once Pepita is really strong, it's going to need to be him, right? And then probably 30 minutes until the end of the game, it's going to be primarily trying to catch the AM, for example, right? It's something, there's going to be an ebb and a flow on how he feels, you know, these games are going and how the fights are going.
We'll see. The top lane is quite tough. We did mention how strong this lane was in the Mars. Oh, wow. Bernard already got to kill Michael.
Yeah.
Michel. Sorry. Yeah, so that that top lane particularly is quite difficult to beat. The bottom lane is also quite difficult to beat for Infamous. They kind of have to take advantage of this middle lane with a Storm, which he is doing for now. Mr. Jeans is quite happy with the farm he's getting. After all, Storm can also recover the jungle.
Axel,
top lane,
top.
Axel.
Dead.
Yeah, Axel, guys, I'm supposed to feed First Blood. What is this, Michele? You can't kill yourself that early. But yeah, both side lanes are relatively strong for Unknown. The question is though, will they be strong perpetually, right? Because they need to be able to withstand the AM or stop the AM from getting farmed for the whole 10 minutes the laning stage is going to last. Similarly with the bottom lane, we'll see how this changes around when Night Stalker actually hits his stride, right? Because currently, he's actually not lasting that badly. He has 11 last hits to his name for being a Night Stalker in a really strong lane. Like,
Yeah, that's not
pretty good.
bad at all. I mean, credit to Michael there for drawing a bit of the aggro, right? Draws them basically into the river for the first blood kill. You know, money to the PA, which isn't fantastic either, but not too bad as he's going to roll himself in to block the camp. I heard a rolling boulder. He committed to a remnant even for that one. But unfortunately, oh, he's going to stop it from respawning at least. They were trying to, I think, stack it. An even better spot.
Okay. With this though, the bottom lane is going to be incredibly boring, right? It's only Infamous dying if they make a mistake. If they make a mistake, and Night Stalker's just trying to farm. It's really difficult to kill this hero though in lane, especially with a Bracer and the Ring of Regen. It's going to become pseudo impossible. He already went for, of course, the Magic Stick early as well, which helps a lot.
Yep,
Not only against the PA, but also against the Crystal Main.
Mid lane's probably more fun to watch here, I think, especially as
Yep.
we have bottles up on both. We're about to hit the 4-minute power rune spawn. We got some
Michel
strong.
comes in early though.
Yeah, I was going to say, we have some strong rotators, even a good ward here off from RoboZ as the rolling boulder. It's going to be a bit off there. It's going to be a bit off. Maybe expecting RoboZ there to actually contest some of those last hits underneath the tower, but the Puck has no interest in doing that as of yet, as here we go, now beginning to spar. Unknown, betting on bottom. We'll see if Mr. Jeans will be lucky, and he will not, unfortunately. A regen rune in the bottle of our Puck.
I think that's
Thank you, Choco.
Thank you, Choco. That's Choco. Rolling Boulder? No. I think that's the right play, though, still by... Like, I think that's fair, honestly. You rotate 2 supports there just to guarantee the rune, right? If you don't get the rune because of luck, that would have sucked so much, right? So I think it's fine for the Unknown team. They should take advantage of this early game lead that they're going to acquire, though. I'm questioning, honestly, the PA... Like, because the PA can try to go Battle Fury and match the Anti-Mage's farm, which is an option. Or you could try to risk this a bit more, but play much more aggressively with Desolator build, which I think is actually kind of viable. Remember, by the way, once the curse starts flying, melee heroes deal 50% more damage to it, so it's actually more vulnerable at level 4. You have to be very careful with that.
It is true, and that actually was boots, I believe, and a Windlace here for Berna, which actually is going to be pretty painful here as we're about to hit 5 minutes. Pepita is about to, you know, become much stronger. Oh no, don't dive my tower when it's about to be nighttime. Here he goes, right at the Yadavin. He was waiting for this one. The root onto him, perfectly applied. They're going to try and slow him with the dagger. He's still pretty darn fast though, Michael. Trying to at least give him a slow. Another stun available in 4 more seconds, but Pepita should have this one here pretty easily. Good jukes all the way, but in the trees, in and
breaking
around.
ankles, breaking wings here for the Night Stalker.
Breaking the wings here, wasting on plenty of time, but unfortunately will die eventually.
I love that at the end. How sassy the Night Stalker is like, I'm gonna slap you to death. I'm not even gonna void. I'm gonna slap you to death.
Yeah, he just doesn't want to bother using the mana. This ring of, this rune of regeneration is about to pop itself here in approximately 20 seconds. We'll see if Robozeta wants to play a little bit more aggressively here with the Dream Coil. He does have it available. Doesn't have anyone to rotate over to help him. So
there we go. Crystal Maiden's like, oh, this Seeking Strike guy, he's right about this. Let's go. Let's go rotate.
Yeah, pretty much, right? I mean, you have to play around these little power spikes, especially because the minute 6 rune is about to spawn in. There's no reason not to.
Michel, though, is nearby. They got haste.
It's
that
too hard
haste
now.
is huge. And now the region is wasted. They go for Yadomi because it's an opportunity because they have haste. Nice double Dream Coil, but the Storm is still quite tanky. Naxlo can TP, which means Yadomi is going to go down. Storm Spit, stalls the ball lightning. Wainer won't really help, but they kill Michel. And Choco is shaming him at this point. Dude.
¿Cómo vas a morir sin usar el stick?
Nah, that's not how Choco does it. Choco does not criticize players. He's more along the lines of, ah, tenía stick! Tenía stick! The man is a comedian.
That's hilarious.
Very enjoyable. He's part of the Spanish cast. You guys don't know him. Really, really popular streamer in Spanish.
Of course.
Yeah. Fantastic dude, by the way. I vouch for him.
But yeah, I mean, unfortunately, they're just a bit late. Mr. Gene's getting the haste rune there, is pretty easily just able to tank through that Dream Coil. There's no real kill threat, as speaking of kill threat, they are going to be rotating bottom, even smoked up onto Berna. Gets a Phantom Strike into the middle of the wave. They're going to dodge at least the Boulder Smash damage, but not all of the damage that Mr. Gene's is going to pump out. There he goes. Pepita is sucking up the kill with the Void. They're unable to get a kill in return top lane onto Pakaz either. And honestly, a pretty good first nighttime here for Infamous.
Yeah, not bad at all. That is the Dark Ascension already used to take a tower, so it's a really good use to the first Dark Ascension as well. So honestly, they played this quite nicely in the bottom lane. But that's what we're saying, right? Yeah, the PA seems to have a strong lane, but you can't push out the Night Stalker as much. And once he just gets nighttime, then the lane shifts around, right?
Yeah.
What do you rip? Yeah, rip to the tower.
Rip
That's
to
why
the
people
tower.
say that we miss kills on the tweet at us. He's not all tapping. He's just drawing on the map, guys.
Yeah, I'm just drawing. You know, don't look at the corner. It's my special Dota 2 corner where I like to draw my art. But Pepita, I mean, he's such a strong offlaner, right? He really, like, you give him a hero with a strong early spike, and he is going to abuse the heck out of it. We're only still 3 minutes into this nighttime. He still has 2 minutes to create some chaos. He's going to have, of course, the Dark Ascension up around the 8 minutes 20 mark. So, sorry, make that the 9 minute 20 mark. So expect him to rotate around elsewhere, I'd imagine, because he's not really going to be able to make too serious a push here for this bottom tier 2.
Did you see what he did top? Axel, actually a really good play. He cut the lane while they were trying to take the tier 1. So while the puck was rotating, right? So Robozeta now has to make a choice. Do I keep staying there and waste more time, or do I go mid lane? He chooses to go mid lane, but that means the tower at the top will take longer to fall, and puck doesn't get his extra farm. That was a mistake again by Michel, but it's fine.
It's okay.
Not a big deal. But yeah, that play by Axel, really smart, because they... Honestly, any like extra seconds you can get this game are so valuable because you have an AM. So any sort of delay that you can muster, that's the play. That's the play to make all the time.
Yep. Especially against these early tempo heroes, right? Like you have here on the Earth Spirit. The longer he's dead, he's not farming. They're going to go for a kill here. Pepita will be forced out, however, once he sees the Mars. Look at how big Mars' spear is when he TPs. It's freaking taller than the towers. My goodness. It's kind of a ridiculous spear. Just show off, compensating for something there, huh? Aren't you, Mars XL? Continuing to rotate on over. Pepita is going to get a kill onto his courier. That's funny. Drakil ends up canceling his TP, so Pepita's like, that's fine, I'll just come up here and kill you myself then. He's going to activate the Dark Ascension, the Sprout off cooldown here for a few more seconds. Wish nearby, good rolling Boulder into the Boulder Smash here to silence 2, make up the Geomagnetic Grip rather. And also nearby is going to be Mr. Genes. He's going to get the kill onto 1, looking for the kill onto the Lina now, but the Coil will be dropped. He's completely out of mana as well, and the LSA to do even more damage. RoboZ with the kill there, as Yadomin looking for the CM right-click damage here onto XL. I believe he's got another root here. Indeed, he does. RoboZ is going to end up dying. Sorry, maybe make that RoboZ picking up the kill onto XL is what I meant. And that's going to be now a double kill here over to the puck. A great counter rotation. They went a bit far there, didn't they?
Yeah, That was a bit of an maybe I just underestimating the puck, right? I really like the puck spill by Theta. Going straight for the Veil Discord. A great item to try to snowball as soon as possible, right? Oh, but in the middle lane, Berna, the target.
It's okay. bo2 does not have the Dark Ascension. It's daytime, unfortunately. That's going to be too hard of a kill. And they know that Mars is now level 6, has the Arena of Blood, so that's going to be a bit too sketch. If we look at net worth, actually currently leading are going to be the two cores out from Unknown. They're just about neck and neck here, but currently Berna is going to be taking a bit of a lead. Already has the Broadsword, nearly enough for the Claymore. I really wish they would add a little bit more personality to these two swords. One of them is just facing right, and one of them is facing left. Other than that, I really see no difference between the two.
The what?
Broadsword and Claymore.
Oh, right. Well, I mean, the names, right? One is a broadsword, one is a claymore. Right?
Yeah, I mean,
if you're a master craftsman, you'd understand the difference.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, you're too uncultured for this.
Yeah, well, you know, you got like Demon Edge, Sacred Relic, you know, Eagle Song's
and
a
then
bow. And then you have Broadsword, and you know, it's like, really?
Well, what's depressing more is that a broadsword only deals it's like a third of the damage of a demon edge. You go, okay, demons are pretty weak, you know.
Well,
I just need 3 broadswords and I got a demon edge, right?
I forget what it was. There's in one of the lore videos I watched, like the Demon Edge is forged by one of the, I don't know, it's like literally a magic sword, you know, that's like a demon made. I think it's like in one of the Shadow Demon lores or something like that. I'm not really too sure. Either way, Master Craftsman here. This is the only time we're ever going to see AM and PA close to each other here. For they got within this range of each other. They could almost see each other, but that's it. Now they're going to go to the other side of the maps, and we won't see them in close proximity probably for another 20 minutes.
Pakaz did a really good job here because since he's farming aggressive, he knows he's losing the game, right? Or they're losing the game, as they should. The early game is definitely not theirs, and because of that, Pakaz farms aggressively because it's less likely that they're going to find him here, right? Because nobody expects him to be farming this aggressively, right? So he plays with the enemy team's expectations to avoid the puck. Oh, there, he actually used the Waning Rift to try to surprise, but instead it discovers a smoke. He misses all the stuns. Nice with the counter spell, forcing the Kula Blade onto the Lina. Can he still TP out? They don't have Dream Call. They don't have a way to cancel. Pakaz needs to find a place in the trees, though. The silence from Waning Rift. Beautiful job by Theta. So while it was well played by AM, unfortunately, he needs a support nearby, right, to tank those ganks as well.
Yeah, they were expecting maybe the AM to be a little bit closer there. They're going to go for a counter kill here, by the way. We do have the Dark Ascension. We're going to go ahead and use it. Hello, Crystal Maiden. How are you doing? Very nice to meet you. I'm bo2, and welcome to being killed by Mr. Jeans. As we were saying, Mr. Jeans now with the regen rune is going to continue just running around the entire map here for some time. But what was I going on about there? Just
that ball lightning's so slow. It's like watching a bulldozer.
It was actually a pretty darn good dream coil. They didn't actually have vision on the AM. Of course, they knew where he was, but that was a dream coil without vision.
Based on smoke.
Yeah, out of smoke. I was toggled over to the unknown vision there when they decided to jump for it.
Oh, nice.
Always a little bit risky, you know, because you look. I mean, the players don't care about how they look, right? They just want the results. But like, it's always risky because you know you're not guaranteed to land it compared to if you do have vision. But they knew that they had the jump on him, and it was a very good smoke overall. And now unknown after the Dark Ascension got used, basically with the kill onto the Maiden, she's going to respond, and they're going to smoke up and invade the enemy jungle because Infamous are really weak right now.
Yeah, what sucks right now is that you have 2 greedy heroes both needing to farm, which is Storm and AM. AM is far behind, and he gets caught out. Oh, Pakaz! Another smoke surprise, and this time he tried to go for the defensive farming, right? Going into the triangle where he had no sanctions, but didn't work out. They punished him a second time. Yeah. I like that Unknown is not afraid. Like, they just went for the same smoke in the same place twice, and yeah, why not?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. In fact, they've even got amazing vision here set up for this. They got a vision in the enemy triangle camp. They've got a ward here actually blocking the camp as well, and scouting anyone farming in this sort of high gold, high GPM area. Right, this place is definitely second best to your ancient area, but it's still not too bad. Mr. James trying to make the jump here onto a puck. I can't even catch or make that Robo Z with my camera because he's now got the Blink Dagger as well as the Veil of Discord. Quite strong here, this puck now, and like we're saying. We still got another minute here while Unknown are way stronger than Infamous, but it will about to be nighttime. We're going to have the Dark Ascension up in another about 30 seconds here for bo2, so we should be looking for some more kills. And I know what you're saying. If you're a very keen observer, you might know, why the heck has Pakaz used Mana Void? Why is Mana Void off cooldown, or on cooldown rather? He's using it to farm, as you should.
Yeah, when you're full farming AM, you're not going to really attack with Mana Void. There's not really great targets here either because Unknown is not going to let the puck be a blocking bomb. Right? They're playing quite defensively with Theta, so... Honestly, Unknown has been playing this game really well, though. They've been putting pressure. The only issue is that their lineup itself does not add any natural
Yeah.
any natural push, which is why I think the PA opted for the Battle Fury instead.
Yeah,
so you
and-
can
and
match the
there's-
AM in late.
And it's actually, he's going to beat the AM, but to Battle Fury here by quite a little bit, actually. AM's actually got the lowest
Oh, this
GPM of all the
play?
cores.
I don't know about this play. Going into the enemy triangle, really come from Alpapita. Okay, they're just trying to create space desperately, and it's going to work for now as Widge in trouble. But careful, because the Storm needs to get away from the puck. The Dream Goal catches him, and here comes Drakeel to break the coil, or maybe not, just Arena of Blood, and they finish off Mr. Jeans. Going for Yadomi as a second target. Papita at least will get those 2 kills, but in exchange, they will also lose the Storm Spit and the Earth Spit, so not even a good trade for Infamous here.
No, unfortunately not.
Papita, what?
Papita,
Papita?
Papita, you're crazy. What are you doing, man? We have
I
to...
think he will die here.
No.
Did he think that if you spear him because he's flying, he's not going to get speared to a tree? I don't know what that was.
Unfortunately, no. That's not how it works, yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay. I mean, Pakaz does well here to continue pushing bottom, and that's actually going to now be the Battle Fury completed. He just needs the courier to make his way over to him. But it is still going to be a Battle Fury much, much later here. Bedna's already got 1,600 gold at minimum over our AM. And now that they're just about even, Bedna even getting involved in some fights here, 3-1 and 0 compared to the AM, who just has 2 deaths to his name, you know, the victim of 2 back-to-back smoke ganks. And that's why you go for the smoke ganks like that, right? In case it's not painfully obvious why you do these things, we've got now a nice net worth lead here in favor of Unknown. And I think PA actually is just about to be, is just honestly about to outfarm this AM, just because with crits and a cleave, you're going to do that much easier. We're about to get this Blink Strike, or sorry, the Phantom Strike cast range talent as well, which might be the death of Excel, who has going on a warding mission, has the Glimmer Cape as they're looking to turn here. Papita, but the rest of the team now is going to go ahead and break the smoke onto Papita. They're looking to go. They're just going to root him down for right now. They want Excel, and that's going to be the, a kill as easy as they come. Not even Mr. Jeans, even now with the level 2 Ball Lightning and the Orchid Malevolence both up, is unwilling to join that team fight. Yeah, the game is really tough here, unfortunately. Luckily, we have another Dark Ascension up in 20. We have a nice power spike here. That's the 3rd smoke for Unknown in quite a short amount of time, so I'd be surprised if they have any more smokes in their stash, and they don't actually. They should be out. So I'd really like to see Infamous now perhaps propose for a team fight. Unfortunately, Unknown don't use any ultis there, so it's still really, really scary if they happen to all be together, which currently they are. But of course, we only know this, and Infamous don't. I think they need to create a little bit of space for their AM, who is now at least the most farmed on his team. So he's doing his job.
Yeah, at least that's true, right? The Pakaz will solo carry this game if given enough time, but PA is has a nice core-to-core matchup, right?
Yes.
So here I was expecting actually Infamous to do much better
And
after the laning
now.
stage. Yeah, I was hoping Infamous would do much better in the laning stage and then take advantage of the fact that PA is just okay in the lane against Night Stalker, but instead the PA now has the farm required to fight AM one-on-one, and that's what you actually, that's the huge advantage of the pick, right? Which is that you beat AM one-on-one very easily. Even before the changes to PA, making her the most OP hero in the game, the PA was already really good against AM because you would just crit him, right? And even if he can reflect your Stifling Dagger, you can always just go with Phantom Strike in after the counter spell and punish him with a crit. Especially when once you get Basher, which is when the real point of inflection for this PA. I think Berna might want to go for BKB first, just to be safe though, and then Basher, and then the game might be over, honestly, for the AM. I don't think even a really farmed AM can deal with this.
I mean, I suppose, do you just give the Aegis as well to PA? Is there a reason you maybe want it on RoboZ instead? Yeah, they're just going to give the Bedna. Okay, that makes sense too. I mean, for right now, they're kind of just letting Infamous kind of walk into them and break smokes on them and then counter-initiate. We also have a Yule Scepter on our puck now. No Yules here for our Mars, but that's okay because they've been, with the Blink, he's been able to consistently catch people. Widge has one coming to him, so really no need for 3 Yule Scepters aggressively, especially if you can have the team nearby. You also have a route to set you up for the Maiden. I mean, it's looking real strong here for Unknown. I think this is going to be Infamous, especially here from basically minute 20 to 25. They are going to be looking pretty weak here in terms of what they can actually bring to the table, and if they can hold. You can see they're doing a good job here. Axel cutting the wave here. Top. That's Mr. Jeans cutting the wave mid lane, and we see Pakaz meanwhile pushing bottom, who now has the Manta recipe and the Yasha. So again, making good progress, but they're going to be unable to actually defend their tier 2 tower, and that's going to be the first tier 2 here to drop. But luckily, no more creeps actually are coming here. So Infamous, they can be really annoying though, right? They can actually slow down the game for their AM quite efficiently.
Yeah, and that's what they're looking for right now. The only issue is that if you're slowing down the game, and particularly with the Storm, you're going to fall behind the Storm, which means you don't have the secondary core you like having.
They whiffed
the Dream Coil missed,
coil.
right? Yeah, okay. And I still didn't get away. I mean, Papita's doing a really good job right now of cutting the lanes, honestly.
Yeah.
Both him and Axel are making this game last much longer than expected, and Pakaz is surprisingly catching up.
And Mr. Jeans, he was cutting the wave mid lane earlier too, and then
yes,
Papita
which is
came to
why
replace
he's not catching up, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, it's fine. They kind of need this AM to be farmed right now. I think the Storm has not really missed his timing. I don't mean to imply that, you know, but he is going to be not... He's just going to get weaker and weaker here as the game progresses here, in my opinion, especially now that we have a Yules on our puck. We've got a Yules on Lina, and he can't farm, right? So it's
that's the big issue, right? Otherwise, he would be a pretty decent late game carry, but it's because he can't farm that he's not going to scale like the PA or like the puck. Because they can divide the farm a bit more efficiently between them because they have much more map, right? And that's why Infamous is trying to cut the lane so desperately to increase their map presence here. Look at this, Pakaz actually even knows, like, if he goes mid lane, they're waiting for him, they're going to kill him. So Pakaz like, that lane seems a bit too juicy,
like,
there's nobody there.
He's like,
yeah.
Alina? You think Wiz is just standing there? Probably not. There's probably a puck in smoke with a DD rune and a blink waiting for me. I'm going to farm over here. There's no way they can come kill me.
It's like, I've learned from Papita, these Argentinians think too much, you know? Oh no, oh my goodness!
Oh, they've caught me. How dare they? They didn't snap the coil, however, but I don't think it's going to matter. Pakaz getting poked back by the spear. They even have a clumsy net in case he had the blink in time, but he did not, unfortunately. Monster kill spree rather for Robo-Z, as they are again cutting the wave here. Actually pushing a tier 1 to boots. Michael is going to go ahead and go for a little short roll. Robo-Z, is he going to scout him? Nope. I think they actually maybe just caught him, but they're not going to be able to find him in time. XL putting down some deep wards as, again, Papita pushing the bottom wave. They're doing whatever they can here, Avo. They're doing whatever they can.
No, they're doing a good job. This is how you're supposed to play from behind with an AM. Unfortunately, you're not really... I don't think that we're hoping to lose the AM lane by this much, because the AM versus Mars matchup was actually not that bad. It was the lane that really stabilized it, because AM can just take away Mars.
It's better now.
Also, Michel is making a surprising amount of mistakes this game. It's not the first kill I've seen there, like, okay, this shouldn't have happened.
Onto Papita. He was maybe trying to force out the BKB there. 10-second BKB available now for him. Oh, maybe even a Dark Ascension, but he's going to be a little bit more patient than that. Well played there to Papita.
We're going to see Pipe now as well coming out on the Mars. Drakil now will be able to push a bit more consistently. They don't have a great... I mean, I guess Storm is the good way to cut the lanes now, or do deep push, right?
Oh, he's not going to find 2 cores. That would have been really nice. 2 courier kills here at this stage.
Yeah,
Free
give
gold.
him a bit more gold to AM. No, it's actually really useful. But AM will die again at this rate. They're just hunting him. Usually hunting an AM is actually the wrong choice to make, because AM can always get away. But in this matchup, due to Dream Coil being so low cast point, there we go. You cannot run this. Rakil will do the little trick again. They don't even need the Spear of Mars. They finally get it. They break the coil in the process and guarantee the kill. Really well played.
That's unfortunate. XL shows up. He's like, take the glimmer, my lord. And he does and still dies anyway. Unfortunately, it's just way too much damage. Even with the 55. Is it 55 or is it 45 with the glimmer? The active. 45% magic resist. And of course the AM counterspell. It's still way too much. And yeah, that's great. I think that's the 4th kill now they found onto AM, who I don't believe outside of the laning stage has actually right-clicked or issued an attack command onto enemy heroes, which, you know, is what AMs do, right? Yeah. And unfortunately, Unknown, they're ready to fight here. They're rearing to fight. They're hunting them down, like you're saying. Normally not the right call, because it just kind of wastes your time, but not when you have this much catch for him.
Yeah, just the puck with a smart one, right? Or maybe actually the aim came after the puck, so...
Mr. Jeans is getting hunted as well.
Okay, the Yules, nice. I don't think Robopita's going to die here. In fact, Mr. Jeans might. They don't have any way to cancel his TP, though, because use the Yules defensively. Well played. And now, in comes Papita, just to kill the Crystal Man. And Yadomi's like, it's okay. That's my job. I'm here to die. Look at you, Papita. What do you think? It's a good trade? And you write the question mark in the chat. Oh, Papita. Thanks to the BKB, he can get away for now. Yeah. The puck needs to buy an Axe if he wants to really stop him. He is already going for
He also drew aggro as well, so Michael could escape easily. Not bad. Although Papita, I don't know if you really want to continue fighting Berna. I don't know if that's a good idea. Trying to bait him through the trees at least. Very fast, but that's your last drum charges. It's whatever, you know. You slow down a little bit. Just annoying Berna, I guess. More space for the AM, you know, the seconds count, as he now has the full Manta and the Battle Fury, so he's got, you know, a cleaved weapon rather in both hands. Next going for the Basher, so next he's going to build a hammer instead of a little a blade. We shall see, though. Like you said, the Ags are nearly completed as well for bo2, which is going to be a really big power spike for them. That's the last outer tower down now in favor of Unknown. Infamous now only have their high ground remaining, as they have now found Michael yet again in the mid lane. They're going to go ahead and use him twice and go ahead and hit him with the LSA combo on the second one, and bo2 somehow still gets that kill. I think he was just farming creep and the splash damage accidentally killed Michael or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. Michel this whole game, it seems like he should be one of the good lane cutters as well, but instead he's actually always the front line that gets caught out easily, right? And because he's constantly dying and not next to the AM, which he should be, because Axel is a much better lane cutter than him.
Look at this.
So, oh, okay, with Axel, maybe, Wage. Again, they're only going for supports under the tower. This is insane. This is the most infamous play I can imagine. Now punish the AM. You already used the Manta style. Has to keep fighting. Of course, the AM will die here.
Crits.
What the fuck? Why would you die the tier 2, dude? I don't... Yeah. That is a questionable play I've ever seen.
You know, I was literally about to say, I really like how he's
going in for
this
more.
area.
Okay, going in for more.
This is a good jump, though. The Science does have the Yule Scepter. We need a bit more. The Rakil, though, counter-initiating with the Spear to the tree, and bo2. Oh, my goodness. We don't even need the Abyssal Blade. bo2 still credited with the kill there, and now godlike. All right, well, I was about to say, I really like the fact that Pakaz is farming in this area because they've got vision. There is Alina here. I was like, oh, maybe they can get a little cheeky, breaky kill and then get the heck out of Dodge.
That was their plan, clearly.
Yeah. And then it turned into a bit of a longer fight, basically.
Yeah, it was a bit of a World War II Russian strategy, and that was just keep throwing bodies there. I don't think that was really working out for them, Infamous, especially because you lost your AM in that process, right? Like, if it was anyone but the AM, I can almost understand it as a play to create space. But if the AM dies, what's the point of the game?
Yeah, that's his 5th death as well now. First kill for him at the very least.
Oh, yeah, lovely. Nice strike array, frostbite. They're going to kill him again.
Yeah,
oh my goodness, Papita, even he is punished.
Yeah, nice
Usually,
job.
I would say that this is a mistake to like actually go and try to kill Papita for this because you're getting space for Pakaz, right?
Yep.
But at the same time, as you mentioned, the fast Roche, and also Pakaz was dead, right? So this play didn't make any sense because you're not creating space for anyone because the guy you're creating space for is dead.
Yeah, so. Indeed. Oh no, bo2 has caught the AM. I think he sees the blink particles, but the counter spell was up, so he was going to be safe at least. That was a close call, though, for our anti-mage, as LaRoche, I believe, will be scouted now by the side of Unknown. Second Roche, so Aegis and Cheese on this bad boy. And they're going to send bo2 right into the pit here. He's going to crit it here quite a few times. He bashed Roche a bit, and now they're going to be able to siege high ground with Aegis and Cheese. And the other big items, Blink Dagger on Lina, which we're seeing a bit more in this region, just for the extra mobility, which I think is real interesting. This game, it makes a lot of sense because they're obviously chasing a lot of people, generally speaking. AM, Storm, even Papita is able to kind of juke them quite constantly, so having that Blink Dagger is always really nice to close the gap. As Infamous, they've smoked out of their base here to maybe look for a fight.
This game, though, I think one of the main reasons is that they have a lot of disables that don't deal damage. Crippling Fear, Sprout, you can just blink off them. So it's a very good way to counter them. Okay, at least Axel dies here. Oh, Papita still wants to fight. He realizes his mistake as they Dream Coil him. Another good combo with the Arena Blood.
Oh, he snapped it.
Yeah, they have Ags this time, so he can't really do much. He snaps it like you mentioned. That means that the BKB will be completely wasted once the Blink Dagger will send him to hell. Or yeah, no,
you don't think Batrider? I'm sorry, you don't think Night Stalker's going to heaven? You think he's going to hell? What did he do, man?
I'm pretty certain he's going to hell. I'm pretty certain.
I think
One of his skills is literally called Dark Ascension. I mean, please.
Yeah, he sent to heaven. What do you mean?
There's nothing more evil. His skills are Crippling Fear, Dark Ascension, Hunter in the Night. He's made to be evil, dude.
I don't know about that one. Anyway, they're going to try to do whatever they can here. The Storm Spirit, of course, not too... Oh, they've caught him. They were waiting for him. They were waiting for him. That might just be the GG call here, to be honest. I mean, I don't think so, of course, because you still have Pakaz, who now at least has the Basher, but that's brutal.
Yeah, that is brutal. They're going to try to take the towers, but what he did do is at least cut the lane, right? When he did that, Pakaz is now trying to do the same thing, kills the range creep, gets out of here. They might still punish, though. They have Dream Coil available. He goes into the high gun. Will they guess? No, he's not there. Yeah, they guessed it correctly. Oh, no! He avoided the Dream Coil with a Manta style. Pakaz, you got gamer. He even counterspelled the Yule Scepter from the Lina, but the second Yule Scepter, they miss a Light Strike Array. They also miss the Spear of Mars, but they have Abyssal Blade. You have like 15,000 ways of catching it.
Yeah, look at even the Mars, even the Rakil's like, how the heck did I not hit anything there? He literally split the gap. My goodness.
This guy is he'd be a master craftsman. He could sew like a the thread through the needle easily.
You could do some either that or the world's worst bowler, right?
Yeah, exactly.
He just misses all the pins. How did you thread the what? Just anyway, that's going to be them back up to the high ground after the kill onto Pakaz. Again, buying time, but this time it's the AM taking the death. Out goes our Storm again. This time he's going to be a bit faster on the ball, lighting back out, but fails to nuke the wave, which means that they still have the backdoor defense broken. Mid lane continuing to still push in. They might get backdoor to kick in here for another split second, but not for much longer. You can see already Wiz is ready to blink onto a Storm, guarding the creep wave, and now he's going to see Pepita. The siege top continues as it's now daytime, so Pepita even weaker as they are going to one-shot Axel there with a stifling dagger and continue here sieging the barracks. 26-9 here, 30 minutes in, and the GG will be dropped from Pepita.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that in hindsight, I would like to say that Unknown played this really well, of course, and maybe I underestimated when I was analyzing the draft the power of the PA in general. I mean, I did say it was an OP hero. I should have just accepted that a bit more. I think that Infamous could have played this a bit better, not going to lie, though. The lanes, I was not expecting them to be as bad as they did. They had just really weak lanes, apparently. The Storm Spirit didn't really pop off whatsoever. They had no kill potential, but it's hard to say that it was completely, like some people are claiming, oh, outdraft. Yeah, No might have had the better draft, but it's hard to claim that it was a complete outdraft when Infamous did like 3 or 4 fights in the early game, which they lost, which they initiated, right? When you do those plays, could the game been easier if you hadn't done that? Probably, right? They seem to misjudge their power levels. They underestimated the puck considerably there, and yeah, they went for a really greedy draft. I honestly don't mind the AM pick as much as the Storm pick. I think the Storm was the issue. You needed a much faster mid laner.
Yeah, and I'll just, commend Unknown for a really good game, honestly. They had 3 smokes that were back-to-back-to-back, at least netting them 1 or 2 kills. 2 of them onto the AM, 1 of them onto the Storm, 1 of them onto the Pepita. Like, they were all just really, really darn good smokes. Like, you couldn't ask for better smokes, to be honest, than Unknown got. That didn't just happen by chance. It's not like they just smoked and then the rest of Infamous ran into them. They actively made the play. So they still executed well on their draft, and they give plenty of space to Berna, who is just this farmed monster, 12-1-2. RoboZ as well, 10-0-11. Just really, really strong games throughout. And like we were saying, the maiden is the only one they were able to kill all game. Really, 5 deaths onto her, and that's it.
Yeah, it was a really tough game for Infamous this game. I think the game looks worse than it is because something that Infamous I've noticed does a lot is that they will have a plan, and usually their tactics are very good because Pepita and Axel, they think about these things a lot, right? And so their plan is pretty concise, and they force this plan even if it's not working out for them, right? Because they understand what they have to do. But sometimes that leads them to making like much too risky plays and like 15 mistakes in a row, and it makes them look worse than they are, honestly. Because yes, they made a lot of mistakes this game, but it was because they lacked the information to make the right plays, and they were just trying to execute their plan, which, like I mentioned, didn't really work out for them from the get-go. So, kudos to Unknown, though. Very well played, but Infamous, they can easily recover this game number 2. I would still not be surprised if they had a draw.
I agree with you, Alvo, and do stick around, guys, because game number 2 coming up in just a bit. You're watching Realms Collide 2, The Dark Light, with Seek and Strike and Avo Plus. We'll be back after a short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you in a bit.
Hello and welcome back to the Voice of the Realm. We are here, casting Realms Collide 2.
Recorded live.
Nice, that was good.
a really
That was
good
very
one.
good
I
one.
know.
Let's go into the game. Because
Let's
the
go.
draft is
Let's get
quite-
right in
quite
there.
far.
Yeah, Alvaro took a long time. He was in his dressing room, getting powdered up and everything.
I am a diva.
He's
What can I
he's
say?
just a diva. I was like, I had to get our PA, which is also me, get a clipboard and go, excuse me, Mr. Sanchez, we need you on stage here, please. We need you
Yeah,
at your
he-
spots.
Caster, producer, PA, analyst, radio host. Meanwhile, just a caster.
It's just a caster. And he shows up late all the time. He flames me whenever I dare.
Why is
make
this
a
draft going so
mistake.
fast? Jesus Christ, they haven't really. Okay, let's see what they have. Infamous.
Yeah, we do not like to see Mario's face as void.
No.
I am much on the same line,
Especially with the
thinking of you
Tusk and
as
Lena. Because, like, I mean, Lena.
the
gives you
Lena,
some magic to
the Lena's
Chrono,
better.
Tusk does not.
Well, the Lena synergy with both, right?
No, I know, but like if you combine this combo with like Phoenix Snapfire or any of the two, yeah, sure, right? Because like
Yeah.
being able to set up that or even an Elder Titan or Ancient Apparition, like these kind of big ultimates are hard to hit
Yeah.
otherwise, sure. But Lena doesn't have that. Like she brings damage into the Chrono, but that's it. You're gonna be lacking damage this game. Whereas Unknown, Lifestealer is fantastic actually to deal with the Mars. You have the Void Spirit Murana. Yeah, not bad actually. A good setup for the mid lane and really consistent mid laner. They have last pick again. Oh, last pick last time was Infamous, right?
That's correct.
Oof, wow. Losing with last pick does suck a bit. Yeah, like Unknown much better. I mean, the Snapfire doesn't really have the greatest hero to set up for the Mortimer's Kisses, but it's a fine 5 anyway. Your laning is really strong. The Void Spirit Maran is a really, really good laning presence because you can kill almost any mid laner. The choice of the Lifestealer to deal with the Mars, and to some degree the Face of the Void is pretty nice because his tempo is great, is better than Void's, and he just crushes the Mars. Also, if Lifestealer rages within the Chrono, a lot of Void's damage doesn't go through.
It's true. Yeah, because most of his damage, especially
Well, part of his damage. is
part of
magical.
his damage. I mean, most of his damage
Time Lock is
early.
magical.
Yeah, is his bash is magic damage, right? Especially because then the Lena is not going to be able to help. Yeah.
Or
But
the Mars for whatever he does. in
yeah,
the Chrono.
but you always do have tag team. You never know. You can tag team and just walk into Chrono and help him out, right?
Interesting. I think the last pick for Infamous is going to be a 5 as opposed to a mid. They thought that Lena was going to be the mid laner. Okay, so that's why they picked Void Spirit, because they thought that Lena was already defined. So what's the point of using your last pick on the mid? Sure. I don't know if they're going to pick a 5 last, though. I know that the Infamous does play 5 Lena. It's not, like, unknown to them. And you could pick something from Mr. Jeans, like...
Right, because they're playing unknown.
What?
They're playing unknown. Lena 5 is not unknown to them. The enemy team is unknown. Right.
So maybe, like... I'm thinking Mr. Jean's pull here. I really want to see his Viper again. I think Viper actually not bad against the Void Spirit, but I don't think this is the perfect game for Viper because Lifestealer doesn't care too much about you until you get level 25. Then you're amazing.
Then you're real strong and you really mess with his game.
And Viper would actually add a lot of damage to the Face's Void. I wouldn't mind the Invoker actually here, because the Invoker adds a lot of damage within Chrono or Arena of Blood.
Yeah, but not until later. Yeah, they're gonna go with the Silencer instead, which is a bit weird. So I think it's gonna be.
Oh, it's a bit of a flex though. Then.
It is. It still is.
Because he beats the Void Spirit in lane really hard. So now they're going to go, all right, no, change your lanes. The thing is, Unknown can also flex the Void Spirit and the Snapfire, even the Mirana. But I'm thinking it's more Void Spirit, Snapfire that are the flexes. And if you run the Snapfire mid, Silencer is a useless pick. And if Silencer doesn't win his lane mid, then you really don't have a core. So it's a big deal. I wonder what Unknown are going to do. They definitely need an offlaner though right now. Nice. Really good pickup. Underlord. Very good against the Void.
Yeah, it's a safe pick as well, right? No matter really what the lane's gonna be. Okay, so it's gonna be 5 Silencer, Mr. Jeans the mid lane Lina. Wow, first pick the mid. Okay, and
I mean, you're not last pick, so it makes sense, right? You don't really need to pick up a mid. But the Void Spirit is pretty decent against Lina in general. Like, out of the Spirit Brothers, both Ember and Void do okay. They're not the best heroes. Lina still wins the lane by virtue of being Lina, of course. But I gotta side with the Unknown this time, actually. Just because I hate Mars Void. It's just that, honestly. It's completely subjective.
Wow. Yes, it ain't amazing. You're right. They do like early damage into Chrono. There's really no nice follow-up that naturally leads, much like, you know, when you usually have a Snapfire or even a Mirana with a nice arrow set up there with Chrono is almost always guaranteed to land, and that allows Pakatas to get more hits here. Yeah, it ain't a very easy game for Infamous, that's for sure, but I still think their team fight is far, far, far superior. I think even if it's really bad synergy, I think if they play together in this early to mid game, I will say, I think they're gonna take this just off the virtue of having way better team fight. There's the team fight here for Unknown is kind of not amazing. You got Pit of Malice, and then you have Kisses, and that's basically your team fight.
Kisses doesn't even count because you're gonna have the global silence to cancel every single
pretty
time.
much.
Yeah, you're right. I guess I can see that. Yeah, I mean, Infamous, I imagine has the thing is though is very similar to last game where Unknown has a faster draft and they can just run you down, and Infamous kind of has to wait till the late game. It's very much up to this middle lane as well to see how Mr. Genius does against the Void Spirit. Yeah, I can see your point. I think I can see Infamous winning this easily. I just don't like that combo. I think if Unknown had gone for something a bit more impactful, because Underlord is good against the Void. They were just concentrating on canceling the Void, I guess.
Yeah, and I think that's important, right? Even a good Pit of Malice into Mars Arena can be really, really annoying, right? Like, they've got ways of annoying them, but, like, I don't know how they stop them is the problem. Yeah. Like, Pit of Malice only lasts so long, even with a Rod of Atos, even with a Clumsy Knot. Like, I don't know. I can't really see this one going too well for them, to be honest.
I would have said 1-1, honestly, if I hadn't seen this draft, though, because I think Infamous is usually the better team. But some days they really have very bad off days.
Yep, I'm going to go for a 1-1 as well.
Okay, we'll see. Before we go, a message from our sponsors. This game, we see a hot Lina because we can't get a cold Lich. So join us and follow us on Twitch.
Mm-hmm. Welcome back, everyone. Realms Collide 2, game number 2 of series number 2 with 2 casters. Hello, Avo. How you doing?
Are we the 2 casters?
We are the 2 casters. Yes, it's me, Seek and Strike, and Avo Plus here, bringing you the action. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the coverage of our tournament. If you are, as we said in that perfect rhyme here before we switch over to the game while we're still paused, go ahead and drop us a follow so you get notified whenever you go live, because we are going live for the rest of the month, boys. So make sure you tune in and are watching to support the NASA scene, because there's a lot of really good games here. We're still, I think now day 6 is maybe not even halfway through the group stage, if I'm correct. Let me check. I think there's way
6th day. I think.
Yeah, so we're on day 6. I know that for a
I don't
fact.
think that's halfway even close, dude. No, we're not even
How
halfway.
many play days? Yeah, we have.
We're
oh
we're
my
a third of the
goodness.
group stage. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
And also, let's not forget that the last days of the group stage are all going to be 4 match days as
yeah,
well.
that's exactly right. We do have a 4-match day on the 20th, and then on
26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th, and 1st.
Yes, those are all going to be 4 best-of-2s. So we got plenty of Dota action, but the group stage is still trundling along here. And yeah, we hope you, like I said, are enjoying the tournament and the coverage. And yeah, continue to watch us here because we've got so much more Dota. Of course, our next match is going to be Omega versus Quincy Crew. That might just start on time here, depending on how fast this one goes. Again, both teams have a pretty strong lineup, but Infamous was just with a better team fight here, Avo. I think they're just going to take it off of the virtue of that, to be honest.
We'll see. Honestly, I was predicting Unknown to win just because I think they can out-tempo them. Because as many people are pointing out now in chat, obviously the full draft they're completely correct. The strength of Infamous comes from the mid-late game when the Void actually gets items and he can just fight with that, right?
Yep.
But it's very similar to last game. We're going to struggle a bit to get in there. The only thing is that I think Infamous really fixed themselves with the Lina mid. The Lina mid was a right choice, right? Not a greedy laner whatsoever, so that allows her to like snowball if she gets a good lane. The question here is how much is Robotita going to allow her, right? How good is going to be the lane for Lina? And therefore, how much can you create with this? Because the Mars also can easily gank. We saw the impact of the Mars last game. So, we'll see. The only thing is that Mars this game is going to have a really tough lane against Lifestealer, so we're not going to see a Mars popping off like we saw last time, which is a bit of a concern. Right, last time, the reason why Infamous lost that lane so hard, apart from the Mars lane, is because Mars had a pretty, not a difficult matchup with the AM, right? AM stops you from killing him, but he also doesn't kill you or stop you from farming, so...
Yeah, no, that's true. Everyone kind of just farms in this lane because while the Lifestealer gets the full effect of the Lifesteal, right, that's not ignored by Bulwark. Bulwark still works for Pepita, so it's not like he's taking a crap ton of damage either. He's got a nice save with a snowball, so everyone's going to kind of just farm, I think, here. Bot lane is, I think, going to be the hardest for Infamous in terms of what their lanes actually end up looking like here. So we'll see how they're able to get farmed on the Faceless Void. Because they have 2 real good ways of annoying him.
Yeah, but I would argue, honestly, that this lane... the thing is, Silencer's really good at defending from the Underlord. That was a thing I didn't really consider because I was thinking of Silencer core, maybe. So Silencer's really, really good to deal with the Underlord. It's a good idea, actually, to ensure that the Void has a decent lane. As you can see here, Drakil's already struggling a lot. I honestly think it's more convenient for Wage to start rotating to the mid lane as soon as possible. Because if you can secure that mid lane, right, you pretty much have the game guaranteed for you. You just need to make sure that Mr. Jesus have a good lane. And with a Void Spirit, you have a really easy setup for the arrow.
If Excel keeps up the damage, actually, I believe every hero starts with base, a minimum of 200 HP and 100 mana. It is impossible to go lower than that. You cannot. Same thing with 0 agility. You can't go lower than 0 agility. That's the base there. Thus tiny, right? Yes. But yeah, so we almost have like no mana on Drakil constantly, which is hilarious because he needs 100 mana to cast Firestorm. So we might actually see him in this lane not have enough mana to cast his spells, which would be very, very sad because they kind of need those to set up for an arrow if they want to continue being aggressive against the Faceless Void.
Yeah, this lane is too difficult.
Yeah.
I don't think you can. I think the best choice, like I mentioned with Marana, is leaving the lane, honestly. I don't think there's much advantage in staying here with the Underlord, sapping his experience. You can offer a bit of harassment, but the Silencer is one of the best heroes at harassing in the lane. He has an orb effect and a really strong curse, or arcane curse, sorry. So it's very difficult to deal with that. In the top lane, though, you're going to have a similar situation where it's not like Mars can do much against a Lifestealer, and they can even play aggressively against Michael. There's the cookie. Very nice cookie onto 2. Will Michael die? He has no more levels, so he can't really snowball or use a tag team, which means first blood will go the way of Berna.
He will get that kill. I thought it was going to happen mid. I was not going to lie. I was switching back and forth there between the two. Mr. James landed a really nice LSA onto RoboZ, and then he was basically safe onto the high ground.
I thought it was going to be accident, if I'm honest with you. Just somehow. I don't know. This man is a wonder at feeding the first blood.
He's defied us both times.
Yeah, but he then feeds right after first blood, right? So I don't know about that.
Okay, Axel, go ahead and get in there.
Yeah, come on, Axel. You got to die there.
Okay, let's see. The arrow, is he just going to catch one, you think?
He might. I don't know. I love how Wage is like, I mean, I know I shouldn't be playing aggressively, but I find like I can against this guy.
Yeah, which is like, hey, Axel, go along. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Want to play catch?
Oh, Weiju actually tried to kill the courier instead, but
Yeah,
Axel
it's a bit
is smart than that courier. He only kills himself, never his courier, of course. Robotheta in the middle lane is struggling a lot against the Lina, which is to be expected. Lina just wins the lane. Virtual being Lina. There are very few matchups Lina does not win.
LSA.
That's a very good LSA. Did he get the kill?
No.
Nice Robotheta with the Resonant Pulse.
It was close.
The thing is,
it's a lot closer than I thought he was, I'm not going to lie, but...
I was actually expecting this Void Spirit to go for a bit of a Dissimulate build so you can recover a bit in the jungle, because Dissimulate's the fastest build for farming. Resonant Pulse is a bit more useful for the lane, but much less useful for farming jungle later. But it's okay, Void Spirit can recover. There's a reason why he's part of the consistent mid laners, right?
Yeah, he's joined that club despite being one of the newer heroes in the game. Spakaz is going to take a death down bottom. Looks like he caught an arrow. Axel continuing to fight versus Widge. He's like, oh, you're going to kill me. Little do you know, I want to die.
That's just amazing. I love that he just accepts it. Like, my void is dead. I have no purpose anymore. Murder me.
Murder me. Drakil was 70 bonus damage at the time here. Was going to be easy, make for easy pickings there as Michel, his courier, will die.
Unexpected that they got a kill on the Void, to be honest, but, you know, the arrows can do that. They can really easily turn around the lane, but the lane still went decently. I mean, now you're actually starting to see the Void struggle because of this, though. The Unlord has got enough levels in the aura to actually match the Void 1v1, and the Mirana is always a strong hero to have in lane, right? The thing is, though, they haven't rotated mid just yet, and Mr. Chin is starting to play as aggressively as possible. There we go, catch the Robotheta. Then they hit him with the Dragon Slave. The Simulate came a bit too late. Robotheta should be dead here to the haste. One last Light Strike Array. Oh, my goodness. Okay, missed.
It's okay. He's doing it for the
Robotheta,
fiery soul
what is
stacks. Arrow?
Okay.
Arrow?
Arrow will
Nice.
hit! Oh, just a bit too late. Good Dragon Slave there, actually, to secure the kill before he got stunned.
Nah, just a little late, like you say. That's a bit unfortunate for sure. But again, still the kill there going the way of the Lina. You also force the Mirana to rotate over as Drakil and Pakaz are going to begin battling in the river. It will be Drakil, however, faster on the mouse. And uh-oh, Pakaz has been baited up here. He doesn't have time walk here for a little bit of time. It is level 2. They're going to get killed top lane as they are contesting runes just all over the place. Last word, sorry, make that arcane curse applied onto both as Pakaz needs a little bit more time. Nice juke there on the arrow, and they get him. He's got the time walk now, and he is going to be able to get away just a little bit further. We've got a Soul Ring as well as the Firestorm already. Robo Z looking for the kill. They want to give him this kill real bad, and they will be able to do that quite easily there with a level 2 Resonant Pulse.
Well. That was a valuable kill here as they recovered, as you mentioned, Void Spirit a bit. Robotheta has been really crushed. However, I'm starting to worry because this is exactly the scenario I was saying that Infamous would love to have, which is Robotheta dominating his lane, right? And actually, Mars did pretty decently as well, partially because he's farming jungle as well, but Mars and Lina are both relatively farmed, which means they should be able to create space for your Void easily. Now we'll see how impactful this is, but it shouldn't be too difficult for them to start getting kills. Once Mars hits 6, I can imagine Lina also will do something similar. Nice play by Yadomi there, taking away the roof by the tag team. Strong. Oh, I'm hot, I'm cold, I'm yes and I'm no. They hit me with a snowball, and I'm gonna go.
See ya. Yeah, indeed. Not even wasting the Laguna Blade there whatsoever, as Alvaro was quoting his favorite shower song, Katy Perry. Careful, that's going to get us DMC
That's the name
on
of the song.
Facebook, though.
That's the name of the song as well.
Is it? Yeah, it is. It is.
No, I'm kidding. It's hot and cold, dude.
It's called Shower Song, Katy Perry.
Shower Song, Katy Perry.
He's always singing it.
That's good, you know. It's about my life, actually. Katy Perry based it on me.
Do you ever feel like a plastic bag, you know? Axel is going to feel like he's very dead, however.
Someone's like question if he gets excited. He's like, I'm gonna die, guys. I'm gonna die. Anyway, he dies there, but in exchange, then you get a counter initiation. Very good. This is when the Lina starts to rotate. Very good. Light Strike Array with Laguna Blade to finish off the Underlord. And this is when Axel actually excels at dying, because he actually does do this to create space for his team, to create time, so his team can rotate and allow themselves to get them these kills. And this trade is worth it, like 9 out of 10.
They're going for a counter smoke here as well. Unknown looking to cut off
Ooh.
Michel. Mr. Jeans, though, is the better target. They will Astral Step on over to him. Level 8, however, quite
Good
tanky.
cookie.
Nice cookie onto 2. Axel nearby, however, good
Nice
snowball as
snowball.
well. Buying a bit more time. They're looking to turn now onto Yadomi, and they're going to have that kill here very, very easily. Opting to not go for the Void Spirit, although I say that in the arena. Blood comes out. The spear will connect. He's got that second Astral Step out, and he's away to safety.
Okay, well, a lot of rotations forced here. Honestly, for just the kill on the support is, I would say it's almost a win for Unknown, just because of the time that they're getting for Berna right now for free farming. Right, Berna is leading net worth chart as it stands, and He's actually going to go for a Battle Fury build to try to be as powerful as possible this game. Michel looking for the kill on Roboceta. They give him the bottle. I'll give it back to Roboceta so he can heal. The cookie, not going to be enough. Last word, they don't have the Walrus Punch, but they do have Tag Team. In comes Weech, but he's countering on Axel instead and letting them get the kill on Roboceta.
Yeah,
Okay.
the problem with Axel playing the hero like Silencer is that he is getting a lot of kills and a lot of assists, but Silencer's got to be alive or get the last hit of damage for him to steal the int. So despite him, he's actually only 1-0 and or well 1-3-1. It feels like he's been involved in more kills though, right? He's only actually had 2 ints stolen, which isn't like the biggest. You know, as a position 5 Silencer, any damage you do on top is just nice to have. It's not like important or anything.
Yeah.
But you know, it's always nice to have.
Are they going to go for the Void? Seems like a really difficult kill, honestly. Even with Scatter Blast. Well, I think that Scatter Blast was actually missed it.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, the Void Spirit was here, so actually kind of a good play.
No, he was, but like, okay, now they catch him. Now he has time walk. I guess, yeah, maybe he must have seen the Void Spirit rotate, because otherwise that Chrono makes no sense over the time walk, right? Now they have a smoke actually by Infamous.
Oh,
really
we
good.
don't have any Astral Steps either.
They should be able to kill Roboceta with this. Last word will silence him. Nice. The Pit of Malice by Drakeel, but still, Michel is here. And they're going to try to punish Roboceta, dissimulate. Roboceta dying to the Arcane Curse at this rate. Yes, the Arcane Curse just take him down. Actually give it to Mr. Jeans.
Oh, and a good kill there. Pepita having a fun time as well in the top lane, actually, to be honest. 51-5. He's only 7 CS behind the Lifestealer, who he's currently opposing in the lane. Of course, he can't really stop the Lifestealer from farming. He can't really stop from healing. Lifestealer is, of course, full HP. That's going to be pretty normal here for Bedna, as he will be now queuing up that Battle Fury. So that's the item he's going to be going for. Faceless Void then, after dropping the Chronos here, sets up for a few kills. He's looking to play into the late game as well, but looking for a different sort of item build that we haven't seen for a little bit of time on the Faceless Void, especially because sometimes we will actually see the Battle Fury on him instead. This one's going to be the Hand of Midas, Avo.
Okay. Not against it, to be honest.
Neither am I.
Considering you see the Battle Fury build on the... Oh, Mr. Jeans. Oh, this is a really good kill, though. They can stop Mr. Jeans. 1 kill on Lina. You stop her domination completely, and they give it to the Void Spirit. That's perfect. Look how much Roboceta can recover with that, honestly. Gets the mega kill streak. Huge for them, actually. Very, very important kill. Well played.
I mean, it's very good. That's what you need to be doing, right? But because Roboceta is currently the poorest core in the game, right? Actually, both of the Voids are claiming that title. Unbelievable. Little snowball there connecting, and that's a kill to Void Spirit.
Yeah, they're just talking to each other. Like, I don't know. My Void, my goal just seems to go into the Void.
That's basically what this game has been like here for him, unfortunately. Axel sitting bottom here. He's like, oh boy, there's a lot of enemy heroes here. I might die. Mr. Jeans, come here. Maybe you can kill him after they kill me.
Oh, no, look at that. He actually does. He actually does show himself just to get that. They're going to kill him with Scatter Blast. Axel doesn't care. He just goes straight to Drakeel, activates the Dark Rift. Oh, so, that's not going to be enough. There's the Laguna Blade to stop him with a tag team for Yadomi. Mr. Jeans gets a Light Strike Array, stuns Yadomi in time. That's going to be a double kill here, thanks to Axel sacrificing himself.
I wasn't joking. He's like, there's a lot of heroes here. I'm going to run out.
Masturbator, dude.
Everyone else TP here, and then they do exactly that. Pepita gets the mid lane tower as well here with the 10-minute wagon. Roboceta will respawn here and head over to the mid lane. Looking for the Yule Scepter. That'll help him a lot, right? Of course, because it's one of the best ways to counter the Mars Yule Scepters. You just Yules yourself. However, the unfortunate thing is that I don't believe you can dodge it. I believe it works a lot like the Mirana arrow, where if she places it correctly, you land and the arrow's already basically inside of you, so you have no chance to act. I believe is how it works. So
that's exactly how it works, yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's the same here with Mars. So we'll see. The timing's a bit harder on the Mars spear because I think it moves a lot faster, and he's usually a lot closer when he throws the spear. So we'll see though. It's still going to be a good item here to build for the first one as well. We do now have a Chronosphere here for Bedna. Of course, no point in using it while he's got the rage, so they're going to wait that one out. Nicely placed there as well. Shards are down. Little snowball stun to pin him to the wall with the spear. And he will now die. Good rotation here. We do have a counter rotation as well in progress, but again, even with kisses available, they know that there's going to be the global silence immediately at the ready, and there's nothing to hold these guys down for the kisses to actually connect. Yeah. It's just unfortunate.
Yeah, this is looking a bit bad now for Unknown, because like we mentioned multiple times, your timing is not the late game, right? Of course, you haven't gone to the explosive stage for Lifestealer just yet. He hasn't even built up his Battle Fury, and I think they're trying to elongate this game a bit, but it's a bit scary because the team fight, as you mentioned multiple times, is much better on the Infamous side, and also much easier to execute in general. They don't
Yeah, even if you
rely on
don't
wombo combos.
Yeah, even if you don't like the Mars and the Chronosphere, which I agree with, it's pretty anti-synergy, right? That's okay because they're not really using them together. Papita's kind of he's playing his own game, but he's basically playing his own game, and so is actually, to be honest, Pakaz, right? And when Pakaz has the Chrono off cooldown, he's like, okay, guys, let's go and fight, right? And then I think they kind of switch gears there, right? I think the execution into the mid game is going to be quite important here, and that's where it could make the difference. As they land a little arrow there. That's a second route now into Pakaz, but Global Silence preventing any further spells from coming out. They actually did not get the Starstorm off. Kiss is raining down, but they're not going to be able to catch him now. Immediately canceled by the Snowball. Out comes the Arena of Blood as well onto Pepita, the Cookie, to get him at least whiz off of the arena wall. Is able to leap up and away. Pakaz, though, has been caught and killed, actually. Beautiful lockdown there. And now the 3-man Pit of Malice. Arrow's going to sail through, not catching one on Roboseta. Still alive as Wiz jumping forward here with the Starstorm, picking up 2 kills there, pinned to the shard. However, will be Roboseta, but he is invis and they have no detection. Mr. Jeans, the Dragon Slave, just a little bit late there. 3 heroes dead currently for Infamous, and it could be more, Avo, as there's the Cookie. The buyback now from Infamous is going to come from Tusk, but another 8th Remnant is catching Mr. Jeans straight into the Pit of Malice. The Snowball is going to be a little bit late, and this man, he's just bought back, rooted up again. Michel is going to die twice. It's a full 5-man wipe for nothing, for free.
Okay, that is going to put you back into the game straight up with Unknown, and that regains your tempo completely. Even Void Spirit actually kind of recovered, almost beating his brother, the Void. The Faceless Void, sorry.
And they're not brothers. They're like cousins or something, probably. I don't know.
I mean, they both have the same name. His last name, right? Faceless Void, Spirit the Void. Right? I think it's probably the same family. Anyway.
Oh, go ahead. Let's analyze that team fight before we start making stupid jokes.
Yeah, exactly. What I was going to say is that team fight, kind of a surprise, honestly. Like, Infamous did take advantage of the Underlord a lot. You can't really underestimate how powerful Underlord's team fight is in the early mid game, right? Because we do talk about Underlord having weak team fight, but just because it's weak against Manta Styles BKB's items, right? But if you don't have items, that route is amazing. It's a great item. Great ability to fight. So obviously they underestimate that a bit, and this allows Berna to get his Battle Fury, which is huge, because now he's going to start to snowball out of control in terms of net worth.
Yeah.
And even Void Midas will not be able to catch up to him.
If I'm honest with you, I'm a little surprised on why Pakaz decided to stick around there. He tanks, you know, basically the first little engage, Global Silence to save his life, and then he kind of idles around the mid-tier 1. I think he had Chronosphere up soon, so he must have been thinking maybe I can turn and actually, you know, hit a sick Chronosphere, let my team do even more damage, and we can win this fight, easy peasy. Unfortunately, a really, really great jump up from Roboseta allows him to net himself a kill onto the Faceless Void, and then from there the team fight kind of breaks apart for Infamous. Even though Unknown, basically they just won that fight off of the grace of a bunch of right clicks and a bunch of minor spells and Pit of Malice. That's all it was. That's all it was. Very, very good stuff.
It's the Pit of Malice, dude. Especially if you're playing against choke points, that ability is absurd, right? Of course, the lack of Global Silence there also hurt a bit. So.
Yeah, they had to use Global to save Pakaz, and then unfortunately he dies anyway, so kind of a pointless, quote-unquote, Global, right, in that regard. But, you know, not to say Unknown didn't earn that kill as well, because they did.
Of course. Oh, arrow here. That's another choke point. This is a really good Pit of Malice yet again. Gonna set up with a Global, stopping the Mortimer's Kisses. Yeah, Domi should have waited just a second there. But it's okay. They can still fight this. It goes Berna, trying to get Michel will die here in his own Ice Shards. Underlord saved by the Cookie from the Spears, but it's still going to go down in the middle of the arena. Not a good trade for Unknown, unfortunately. Berna, what are you doing? You madman. They have Chrono. What do you think you are? They can kill him still.
Do you have Laguna?
They have Laguna, he has Rage, but they have way too many stuns. Why? Why would you keep on farming there? There was no need to do that. You could have just retreated. They still had Chrono. It's these kind of plays that I start to question, you know, why they ever choose to do that.
Yeah, a bit of a questionable fight for sure. Now Mr. Jeans with the Yule setup is going to hit the stun. Wish still gets the leap off, but straight into the trees he goes, courtesy of Pepita's Spear. Does not have another one here, but a God's Rebuke at least to slow down Yadomin. LSA, again, not going to connect, but no additional mobility here for our Grandma. She will be next to fall. Roboseta has respawned now, but he can't really get a kills onto any of these guys here. Underlord, no. Lifestealer both respawning. Not going to happen. Just a little highlight there. Axel did not care. He was just tanking the entire Firestorm and the Pit of Malice, just right-clicking people down. I think he had like 16 temp into stolen, so he got 16 auto attacks out with max Glaives of Wisdom, of course. So that does end up hurting quite a bit. And now he's got 8 stolen intelligence permanently, so not bad at all. But he was like falling half HP, quarter HP. He's like, I don't care. I'm doing damage, right? That's all he's here to do.
Yeah.
Good stuff. He's definitely a big team player, right? As are really as anyone in this game here, but you know, some people you know, actually have the self-preservation. You know, I think the Dota player self-preservation part here for Axel simply it's not wired the same. He's built different, you know. He's built different.
We'll see now as the smoke comes out from Unknown. Yadomi and Robozeta going for this kill. It's a bit difficult because the silencer has kind of stopped this Snapfire from being too effective this game. Really good counter pick, honestly. And we'll see what they find. Oh, maybe it's the silencer himself. What are you doing? Yeah, I'm going to go. There's 2 heroes, and I'm just going to go between them. Yeah. And then nobody will expect that play. Global silence out to the Yules. He's dead. Okay.
Good jump there. Good jump. There's no chance to dispel that silence. Global just to ensure that they get that kill. Yule sceptered up will be the grab. The arrow will connect, however, onto the Pita. He is facing the rear, so he's going to take full damage. Not better now. It can nearby, run through the pit of Malice. Doesn't find anyone rooted up. Looking for Mr. Jeans. There's the open wound. Michael, though, rather Michel dropping the dust, though. He's going to reveal them all. Mr. Jeans, BK beat up now, willing to fight as they will cancel the kisses. Michael, Michel, rather jumping onto him immediately. Cookie will stun him. Drakio looking to try and TP out. Can they kill anyone in time? They will. They're going to blade forced out for the kill onto Yadomi, but that's all they're going to get in addition to the Faceless Void kill. A good escape there, of course. Underlord, who used him, actually? Interesting. That was an aggressive Yule Scepter out from Infamous.
That was Lina.
Not that they were going to kill him either way, so I guess that's
no,
better.
They used him so he couldn't move towards them, towards the rest of his team, so they could stop him, and then they could just kill him. It was a smart choice, actually, I think, that Yules. What was really a smart choice, though, was the BKB. I like that they went BKB second item. It's the best way to preserve your lead as a Lina, because, of course, you become much more difficult to kill. And as Lina, the thing about buying BKB second is that then you feel a bit weak. Sometimes you don't deal enough damage, but in this game you've shown that you don't need that, right? You already just need the survivability because Unknown needs to kill you or else the game's over for them. So Mr. Jean's choice for a second BKB has kind of settled that fight for them. Really good. They're trying to play it around the Global Silence, but it's impossible because the BKB ensures that even without Global Silence, she's still available. And of course, they also have the Chrono and the Arena Blood. And this is when we start seeing the strength of these kind of lineups, which is not the wombo combo of let's Chrono, Arena Blood, and Global Silence, but let's use them one in each fight so they can never play around us.
And I really wish Picaz hit one more peak for the level 15 cast range. We'll see if it makes a difference here. Not for the kill here onto Yadomi almost certainly, although just casual 2-man Chrono. Hey, better not. How's it going? Hopefully you're enjoying your walk in the river because we're going to kill your Snapfire. Out he comes from the Chronosphere, now raged up, but against a DD, Mr. Jeans, he does not want to fight him. Robozeta, as well as the Underlord, will get the kill, however, onto the backliners. Good LSA, will connect, set up for the Spear of Mars as well. To the kill, though, with a 3-man pit. Mr. Jeans is shrugging it off with the BKB, however, as Napakaz will be able to time walk off and away into safety. Walks back into the pit, however, courtesy of the Aether. I mean, Global Silence will not come out, but they've already lost 3. They're killed dead, so Mr. Jeans doing full damage here, basically. Trying to turn Little Arrow, though, onto Excel, but it's not going to stop him from stealing the 2 int, as well as just shushing him quite brutally. Good LSA there. Oh, no, they actually... What the heck killed Mr. Jeans there? The tower?
Yeah. he didn't diagonal the tower.
Oh, goodness.
It doesn't matter. That was a great play by El Señor Pantalones. That was amazing. Well played, honestly. He pretty much guaranteed all the kills in that, right? Apart from the Chrono, that also helped a bit. I cannot believe that the Lifestealer with Pipe actually got destroyed regardless. Like, they actually Pipe within the Chrono, and they still were able to kill the Snapfire and the Lifestealer pretty easily just because they can continue to fight, right? One of the few strengths of this lineup. And now it's starting to look a bit bad for Unknown. I don't know what they're doing. Like, I don't know how they rigged game back into this game because they really were hoping for a bit of snowball. Infamous got the early mid game. The Lina was too powerful. And due to the Lina, the game has become really difficult now for Unknown.
Yeah. It's difficult, right? They're going to try and sneak a Roche. I guess this is a good idea. There's no global. We have kisses. We have, I mean, basically all the other spells here available currently. But they're just unable to find XL. XL's like, oh, don't chase me. What are you going to do, kill me?
Yeah.
No. Not again. Axel, though, he's got now 16 stolen intelligence, so he is currently doing real well. But
oh my goodness, he's graduating from high school, dude. He's gonna go to university. I'm so proud of him. He's the first guy in my family to go to university.
They've done well to force them out of the Roche pit, however, which is going to be real nice here for the side of Infamous, because now they can still continue to push their advantage. Picaz continuing to farm. Midas into the Manta, into next the Eye of Scotty for himself, so just looking for more stats. Why not? As well as the attack speed slow. The rest of Unknown did decide to smoke up. Yadomin is, pushing the wave. Something just scatter blasted and cookied that creep wave. I wonder what it could have been.
Well, We'll never know, I guess.
never know.
Concentrate on the Roche instead. We're just like, guys, let me help you out. Roche seems a bit tough. We need arrows the Roche instead.
He's got Chrono in 10. Look at his position.
We have Arena,
so aggressive.
Global Silence, and Chrono, plus, of course, Laguna.
We're so
Wallace
close to
March.
level 3 Chronosphere, though.
Oh, do you
So
think they
close.
won? If they take the Roche first for the level 3 Chrono, it comes Rakeel, Pit of Mouse. Oh, not the best place for Pit of Mouse, actually. And what is this ancient Black Dragon doing here?
Gracious
Life
me.
Stealer. Actually memeing. There's a snowball, completely preventing the Mortimer's kisses. Global Silence comes a bit too late. Michel will die within the pit at this rate. Bakaz is just chasing after the Marana. Michel dies to the Roshan, literally, actually. Bashes him and kills him. I know they still want to fight. It's another good Pit of Malice in a great choke point. They want to kill the stupid dragon. And Babita Yule centers himself, sets up for the arena blood. There we go.
Beautiful.
He's also using the choke point. What a great arena. Even if he dies, okay. And they actually chrono everyone inside except for the Void Spirit, but he's silenced. The Lina manages to kill Drakeel. They go for Yodomi next, but they speared Life Stealer to the wall. And they kill the poor Mr. Jeans by accident. Sorry, Robotheta by accident. Bakaz will chase after Yadomi, slowing him down thanks to time dilation. Yadomi starts to scream. Doesn't like this. Yadomi just wants to be left alone. He's going to die.
Yeah, in the meantime, they will secure the Roche. Aegis left on
Deny
the
it.
ground.
Deny it,
very
Jeans.
safely. Nah,
Deny it.
He's gonna give it to Bakaz. That'd be hilarious, though. But a really good fight, and that's the difference that I think level 3 Chrono makes, right? It's an additional half second of lockdown. They got the kill onto someone early on, making that granting that a level 3 Chronosphere. Makes a little bit of a difference, right? Half a second where the Lina's just freely able to hit it. Now she's got the Crystallis as well, so doing even more damage here, transitioning more into the physical damage sort of build, which I think is going to be fantastic. And just a great Chronosphere after a great Arena of Blood to boot here from Pepita. Really, all of Infamous having a pretty strong game overall, and they're going to continue getting even stronger now as they get more and more items. That's going to be a 4-step soon for Axel, who stole another 4 intelligence permanently in that fight. Full pipe of insight here for Pepita, who is going to be chasing down the Drakeel. With the ulti already started, there's no way they can kill him, so he's just going to go ahead and, yeah, just push him a little bit. Unfortunately, or I guess fortunately there for the Drakeel, it doesn't look like Hook does, where if you hook him and as the TP completes, he comes back to you, right, is sort of the interaction. Not the case with Spear.
No, exactly. Is it only Hook that has that? Oh, Toss also has that.
Toss as well.
Which has been bugged forever. I don't know
mean,
if that's intentional.
I would say Jaunt is sort of the same, or I guess Illusory Orb, right? Even though that's self-inflicted, but you can do that as well.
Yeah.
That's among the same vein. Time Lapse as well from Weaver. Again, different, but among the same vein of sort of those interactions you're talking about. And of course, the remnants on of Ember Spirit and Haunt.
No?
Haunt's different though, but yeah.
Yeah.
Haunt and Remnant are different, but again, kind of, you know, along the same tree path.
Because they're defensive more than offensive.
They're defensive, yeah.
It was very different. But in time lapse as well, if you want to talk about that.
But in terms of quote unquote bugs, the only two are going to be Toss, of course. We've seen Toss.
But the hook is intentional though. But Toss is not.
Oh, you know, we'll see. You know,
no, hook is intentional.
Is that balanced? Is that balanced? You hook a man and he's dead?
That is my favorite. That is my third favorite clip of the first one, of course, being the America fuck yeah clip, and then finally the Purge finds out what Slacks is at hotkeys.
Rebel Z is dead. Okay, nice job there. Simply just Yule Scepter combo into...
Robotheta has not had a game, honestly, this whole time. I wonder if it wouldn't have been better to just pick him up something that would at least win the lane against the Lina, and they should have prioritized that a bit more, right? Even if forcing the Lina out was not the best of choices, like a Zeus, for example, would have been an option against the Lina. I know a lot of heroes don't beat Lina, but a lot of heroes trade a bit better than the Void Spirit clearly did, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Also, his choice to go for the Resonant Pulse build, as Void Spirit, you often get the choice as in like, oh, do I get to play the lane or do I not, right? And if you think you're not going to play the... Yeah, he has Wraith.
No,
if
no,
you don't
I'm
get
just
the...
Choco ping something, so I'll ping it back.
If you think that he's not going to get the lane, right, then it's easier to go for Simulate because you can recover in the jungle better, and you also avoid more ganks in the mid lane. But if you think you can kind of play the lane, then you max the Resonant Pulse and get some points in Aether Remnant. He made the wrong choice there, and it completely crushed his early game, meaning he took way too long to recover. Now, Robotheta's actually doing kind of decently, but you're still in far from your carry to do so.
Yeah, he really needs his Ags is the problem, right? With Ags, this game does look a bit different. You force Lina to consider holding onto the Yule Scepter for a defensive use, although with the BKB, that's actually kind of a moot point. Faces Void as well. He's already got the Manta Style, so that's not going to help there. I guess Pepita, maybe you can actually kill here at the very least, as we'll go ahead and switch on over to him to watch him die. He's going to drop the arena, will pin the Drakeel, but looking for the TP. He's going to go ahead and cancel it himself. Yules himself up in the air. Bakaz nearby, though. They bought plenty of time. The Drakeel now wants to get out of here as the kisses will be raining down. Global Science will be utilized. That means actually the Drakeel has to go home, and he brings half the team with him, leaving the supports. But those guys, you know, they're expendable. fine. What are you going to do? Kill my supports? Oh, no.
Right, exactly. Unknown, they're lost right now. Like, they don't really know what to do and how to come back into the game. The Battle Fury build, particularly for Berna, was not expecting to go this way, right? Oh, catching the Void. I mean, this is ideal if Makas wants to commit suicide. He does have Aegis, though, so they can counter-initiate this rather easily. In goes Papita. He has no Arena of Blood. Makas like, I don't even need the Aegis, dude. I got this. We're just going to die at this rate just so the time blocks alone. Good job, Makas. Help from Mechanism, though, but Makas is completing this kill. At the same time, he gets rooted, and who is it? Berna that actually gets caught here. Yul Scepter, because the Ancients are no longer magic immune, and that's going to guarantee the kill with a tag team. Look at how he goes down. Wow. Easy for them. Robothit is the target. Michel does have the Water Sponge, sets up for the Spear of Mars, and that's the perfect game. GG.
Yeah.
Wow. His team's like, no, dude, just because you... No,
don't do it, don't do it. Okay, he's disconnected. All right, GG, he's out of here already. That's Unknown with the 2-0 then. Well, sorry, Infamous with the 1-1. I was looking at the score here previously from our other match, and a good game out of these guys, to be honest. My goodness, just way too strong there at the end. As Infamous just, again, out of the mid lane, just kind of running out of the control. It's kind of the same as last game. They didn't really have a great response here to the enemy mid laner, and from there they were just able to create enough space. Because definitely was a problem here. It was definitely transitioning into becoming a major problem as well by the time they had called the GG. But overall, just well executed from Infamous, who will rally back and force the draw 1-1 here.
I think it's more concerning, though. If I was Unknown, I'd be more concerned. Because Infamous lost a game where they drafted a late-game draft, right? And they lost the early game. Wow, you know, surprise. Like, that's what's supposed to happen. When you draft a late-game draft, you're kind of hoping the enemy team will make a couple mistakes. Unknown did not make many mistakes, and you lose because of that. It's not so much your fault, even if you did make some mistakes there, right? Unknown, however, they drafted an early mid-game draft, and they lost the early mid-game against a supposed late-game draft, or much more late-game oriented draft, or mid-late game at least. So that is more concerning to you. There was a couple mistakes there, particularly lanes. And I think the biggest thing, if we're just looking at, like, usually I don't like blaming the draft, but I think in both cases, the mid pick was kind of the issue, right? Last time the Storm I didn't love, and this time I think the Void Spirit was not the ideal pick. I saw it as like, okay, it's consistent. I know that Robothit is really comfortable with that pick, but you might have picked something that would have at least traded evenly with Alina, so Mr. Jeans couldn't pop off like that.
Definitely. Well, in the end, though, Infamous are going to force the draw 1-1 here, and that's our second series now completed for the Day 6 match of Realms Collide 2. Do stick around, guys. We're going to have our final best of 2 here, just beginning after a short break, probably around 10-15 minutes, so go ahead and grab a snack, get some water, stretch your legs, and join us for our next series, which shall be Omega versus Quincy Crew. Finally getting to an NA team on the day before we close it out. Seek and Strike and Ava Plus here on the call with you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in a bit.